You should be stockpiling Rising Weapon Badge 4s as much as you can right now, mainly because we will be getting triggers coming out soon, which we will be able to purchase with the Rising Weapon Badges, and so yeah, it's in your best interest to start farming for them. Are you new to the channel? Well, if you are, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it would really help out the channel. I'm trying to hit that 20,000. We're like 1,000 subscribers away from it. So close, so close. Anyway, let's continue the video. Lucky for us, we've got this Thanksgiving event, which has an urgent quest, which allows us to farm these Rising Weapon Badge 4s. So, what do I mean by that? First of all, we gotta talk to Sha over here. We're gonna go to the client orders, and you'll see she's got all these client orders. The one that you want to always take is gonna be this one, King of the Boss Enemies, which is kill a quartz dragon, kill a giant chicken, and a I don't know what this is. But these 3 bosses will always spawn in the urgent quest. So you pick this quest up and then you go run your urgent quest. Most people can probably fit in at least 3 runs. 4 runs is like the average, and 5 runs was the fastest that my alliance was able to do. However, I'm pretty sure we could have hit 6 runs. It would be very, very borderline, but I was pretty sure that we could have done it. I was just a little bit too slow in remaking the games. But either way, you're going to be completing this quest whenever it's off cooldown. Once you complete it and you hand in the quest, that is when this timer resets. It's a 24-hour cooldown upon completion. So it's totally different from server reset time. This has its own timer. So the reason why you want all these Thanksgiving badges is because when you talk to Sha again and come down here, you can exchange your regular event currency into Rising Weapon Badges 4 at a 1-to-1 exchange rate. So you can see here that it's like day 3 or something of this event, and I'm already on like 648. Mainly because I've been trying my best to do the urgent quest whenever I can. I usually manage to fit in 2 a day. Sometimes it's just once a day if I'm really busy, but I've been trying. And that way I can get a ton of Rising Weapon Badge 4s. Alright, now I'm going to jump into this urgent quest because a lot of people have been doing this ineffectively or inefficiently. So we're gonna jump in here on extremely hard, of course, and let's just search multiple blocks. We'll join a random party this time. So I highly recommend joining a party for this because you will benefit from the extra rare drop rate. I also recommend eating the roasted turkey the moment you get in. It does last for 10 minutes, but a run should not be longer than 10 minutes. If it is longer than 10 minutes per run, then a lot of people are doing something wrong. And I'm gonna explain the moment we get in. So once you get in, I want you to pay attention to the top right. You'll see there's a mini map. So you can immediately take a left turn like what I did and immediately start completing some of these quests. So for this quest is just destroy this thing. So I want to quickly destroy this thing in order to complete the quest in order to get the points. A lot of people have the misunderstanding that in order to get points, it's you just kill a ton. But no, it's actually upon completion, which is why you don't want to create a PSE burst. You don't really have much control over it, to be honest, but you want to avoid getting a PSE burst because if you get a PSE burst, a lot of mobs are going to spawn, but by killing the mobs, you don't actually get any points. You can see here that I'm killing a bunch of mobs, but if you look at the top right corner, it's still 300 out of 1,126, and that's because it's based off completion of a mission. So usually it'll be like, oh, all these mobs are going to spawn, kill them all ASAP. Once you kill all the mobs, it counts as like a mission complete, and then it'll reward you with the points. And so what you want to do as a party is, it even tells you this in the very beginning in the tutorial part, but basically you want to split up because everyone shares the same points. So you see I have 450 points. Everyone else in this game also has 450 points. And so in order to activate these side quests as much as possible, you want to split up. So you can see here that there's no one on the top right island, which means there are mobs there that may want to spawn but won't spawn yet until I get there. So you'll see once I'm over here, I start running around and you'll see immediately mobs start spawning around me over here. So you kind of want to spread your parties a little bit thinner. Usually I recommend each party take an island. Since there's 12 players and each party is 4 players, so you should have a total of 3 parties. So basically one party takes the top right island that I'm on, one party takes the bottom island, and another party takes the top left. That's what we usually do. And then we split it up even further. For example, like the bottom island is a little bit more complicated because it's got more ground to cover, while the top right island up here, the one that I'm at, doesn't really have much ground to cover. So you can probably just cover this island with 2 people and then have the bottom island have more people there, maybe have like 6 people there, and then like have another 4 on the top left island. You know, you can split your forces based on what your needs are or how strong your party is. So what you want to avoid is everyone grouping up in the same spot, because if everyone's in the same spot, that means the mobs aren't going to be spawning as fast and you won't be completing the missions as fast since there's no mobs to kill, and you kind of just stand around, you're waiting for mobs and you're like, well, what's going on? And you kind of waste a lot of time. So basically, TLDR, just split up and do your own thing. And you can see here, hey, the big chicken spawned, which was one of our missions that we had to kill. Unfortunately, I did mine already, so it's on cooldown. But if you did talk to Sha and you did get that quest, one of the missions is to kill this giant chicken. So you can see here that by killing those 2 chickens, we were rewarded a bunch of points. We're at 750 now. And you can see that on the top right island that there's a boss over there, but I think there's only like 2 people attacking it. They might be a little bit on the weaker side, so let's go over and help them. Unfortunately, I went to the wrong pad, so now I'm on this island, and you can see that the pad that I just left, which I was sort of covering, like there's a whole bunch of mobs there now. And this new pad that I arrived, a bunch of mobs spawned here too. And so it's just like, well, crap. So you want to sort of stay in your own zone with your own party so that everyone's doing their fair share in contributing and trying to complete these things as fast as possible, since the points are shared anyway. So eventually 2 bosses will spawn, and that will signify the end. So at 900 points, these are the 2 bosses that will spawn. You'll notice because there's this giant pink dot on your minimap. If you look again on my map on the right side, you can ignore all these mobs when these 2 bosses spawn at 900 points specifically, because the moment you kill these 2 bosses, it'll immediately give you maximum points at 1126. So just run over and immediately focus these 2 bosses. Ignore all the other mobs that are around on the map, because those mobs don't matter. Once you kill these 2 bosses, you're good to go and you're done. So you just want to zerg these bosses down, okay? All right, there we go. Once we killed it, you can see that our points immediately jump to 1126. So if you want to be extra efficient, before you get teleported, you can actually try to get to the launch pad, but the crystal will always be on the island on the top left. So if everyone's super quick, you can actually get to this crystal and break it before you actually get teleported. It's like the Las Vegas type of thing. And then you can pick up all the items. That way you can quickly get back to the ship and reset the game. So you can see here that I got 20 Thanksgiving badges just from that one run, and that wasn't from any special side quest. It was just simply by doing the urgent quest. And if you can fit in 5 runs every single time this urgent quest is up, that's 100 of those badges, which equate to 100 rising weapon badge 4s. So that's a really big deal. Another pro tip, I guess sort of pro tip, is usually when the person counter starts filling up, like at around 10, I like to just immediately start the countdown, because the countdown does take 30 seconds. So in order to save a little bit of time, once you see the game like at 10 people, 11 people, immediately just activate the thing and we'll be good to go. Oh, there's someone that notices me. I accidentally stopped the teleporter there because I pressed enter to say hi to YouTube, and I wasted a lot of time. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me today. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye. Can I say except you're welcome for the